Welcome to July, and we've officially passed the halfway mark of 2026. We are in full summer season. Most parks are rocking and rolling at full capacity, but others are floundering trying to get their new rides open, while others are looking to 2027 and beyond with big announcements. Today, let's run it all down. These are the winners and losers of June 2026. Once again, I want to plug some great sources for theme park news. Coaster Hour on Instagram and also YouTube. Screamscape.com is very comprehensive. And if you're on Discord, check out Adrenaline Nation. Let's start with the winners and move on to the losers. Number 14, Six Flags Magic Mountain. They opened Looney Tunes Land. This was a late announcement for 2026, but opened up pretty quick. Looney Tunes Land took the existing kids areas, Bugs Bunny World and Whistle Stop Park, and now it's split up into 4 sections, themed to Daffy, Bugs, the Coyote, and Taz. This is a nice facelift of the existing kids areas, albeit without 2 of their kids coasters, Magic Flyer and Speedy Gonzales being removed, but still having Canyon Blaster and Roadrunner Express. Number 13, Fun Times Fun Park in Ohio. They're opening Time Warp, a restored Alan Herschel Might Mouse. Only 5 of these were made, and it's been a long time since we've seen one in operation. This is different from their Mad Mouse model, but looks similar. Just good janky fun, and this park in Ohio is bringing one back to life. We're not sure which one they're resurrecting, but it could be the one that last operated at Jolly Roger Amusement Park in Maryland. Number 12, Mauer. They introduced their new Spike Train and Tandem concepts. I talked about Mauer expanding their Spike model to make it more dynamic, more extreme, and now they're working on ways to give it better capacity. The Spike Train is the motorbike coaster with the cars strung together, making it more palatable for a bigger park, and the Spike Tandem is described as an immersion coaster, part dark ride, part coaster, giving riders interactive control. Number 11, Mark Rides. They introduced their pole position concept. Speaking of dark ride coasters, Mark Rides is working on a train that can spin the seats around in a circle, and also spin the seats on their own axis. This looks to be something designed for dark rides and dark ride coasters, and could add a whole new element for chains like Universal looking for the next big innovative thing. Number 10, Gröna in Sweden. They announced Score, a shooting dark ride for 2027. This is said to be hidden below the park, a giant archive of artifacts and pieces of the park's 140-year history, partially designed by Gröna themselves in partnership with Joravision. I'm not sure if this will actually be under the park, given how little space they have, or if that's just his theme. Number 9, Intamin. They acquired SimWorks. SimWorks is a 3D, 4D, 5D manufacturer based out of the UK, building theaters and motion simulators, and now they're under the Intamin umbrella, opening up new possibilities for the most innovative manufacturer in the market. Intamin also introduced their multi-dimension mover late last year, and we'll see if they can use the work of SimWorks and incorporate that into their new project. Number 8, Nebraska. Mammoth opened at Funplex Omaha on June 12th. Nebraska is a long-suffering state when it comes to coasters, and this month they got their best one. Mammoth opening at Funplex Omaha, a Preston and Barbieri Anaconda model, a solid thrill coaster that won't spark any massive coaster road trips, but finally gives the people of Omaha something good to ride close to home. Number 7, Carowinds. They announced Rip Roarin' Falls. The water ride that was originally planned for 2026 and pushed to 2027 has been announced. Rip Roarin' Falls sporting the world's tallest log flume drop at 100 feet, even having a smaller backwards drop during the ride, leading into 2 airtime hills. The ride even has a backstory involving 2 brothers that built this huge mill and then abandoned it, but it's still mysteriously operating. Number 6, Czechia. They're opening a new wooden coaster in 2027. GCI and Skyline have announced a new wooden coaster coming to Park Miraculum in Czechia, the first coaster for this park, standing 107 feet tall, over 3,300 feet of track, 49-mile-an-hour top speed. It is a legit full-size custom wooden coaster, and it should be the best coaster in the country. Number 5, Waldameer. They announced Eagle's Pursuit for 2027. Vekoma has struck America once again. This time, it's their family launch coaster, a la Big Bear Mountain and Werewolf Gorge, just on a smaller scale. This is going to have just under 1,900 feet of track, but will have 2 launches, 60 feet tall, built into its terrain, so it'll have an 80-foot elevation change. Looking to have a great wooded setting and just a 38-inch height limit, so it shouldn't be too intense for the small kids. Number 4, Warner Brothers Abu Dhabi. They announced Superman Up and Away. We don't know if this launch flying coaster will be from Vekoma, but it's a pretty safe bet. They are the only one in the market building launch flyers at this point, and this will be well themed, just like Fly at Fantasia Land, this one being set in Metropolis and you're flying with Superman. This is the first extreme coaster to come to this indoor park in Abu Dhabi that opened back in 2018, and will make it a destination for people touring the Emirates. Number 3. Mack Rides. They announced their first launch water coaster, and announced another one coming soon to America. This is Donnerwind, opening at Friese Park Plön on June 20th, having a launch to start and another mid-ride, over 1,700 feet long, 33 feet tall, 33 miles an hour, having a pair of splashdowns. They've built a dozen water coasters in the past, but now they can officially offer a launch, just like they put on their Power Splash model, and Mack Rides has confirmed one of these will come to America in the next few years. Number 2. Alabama Adventure. They reopened Rampage for the first time in 3 years. Back in early 2024, Alabama Adventure came out and said they needed to retrack it, closing it down for the 2024 season and expecting it to reopen in 2025. That didn't happen, but this year they got it done, and the Park Star Coaster, really the State Star Coaster, is back in action as of June 19th. At 120 feet tall and 3,500 feet of track, this CCI Woody is at the top of my US bucket list. Number 1. Walibi Belgium. They announced an RMC conversion of Loup Garou. When this opens in 2028, it'll be the first RMC conversion in 5 years, and it looks like a good one. This will be part of a Mardi Gras themed festival world. 1 purple rail, 1 yellow rail, 161 feet tall and over 4,000 feet of track. This looks like one of the better RMCs ever built, and should become one of Europe's top coasters, building an impressive 1-2 punch with their Intamin mega coaster, Conda. And, of course, this means the end of their 2001 Vekoma wooden coaster, Loup Garou, closing at the end of this season. Okay, those were the winners. Now, on to the losers. Number 11. Wild Waves. After closing, the park will be replaced by a warehouse. Whenever a park is announced to close, as was the case with Wild Waves at the end of last year, there is always a small glimmer of hope that a park will be snatched up by another theme park operator, and will be able to live on. It's rare, but it does happen. But that doesn't seem to be the case for Wild Waves in Federal Way, Washington. Plans have been filed to redevelop the area with a 1 million square foot warehouse, the property owner saying it would be a good fit for the city and provide jobs. But for everyone who loves the water park or the theme park, that looks to be officially gone. Number 10. Kid Flash at Six Flags Over Texas and Over Georgia. This is being dismantled. One of the worst investments in Six Flags history, Kid Flash lasted less than 1 year and was abandoned in July 2024. It was pretty clear it would never reopen, but the way it was just sitting there, you never knew. Maybe they were working on something. Now, it's being scrapped, which is good for the park, but a sad end for a bad coaster. Also, side note, Over Georgia's closing Georgia Gold Rush for the 2026 season, Intamin having to work on the train, and it'll reopen in the 2027 season. So, a little double shot for Six Flags Over Georgia. Number 9. Swampy Jack's Wango Adventure in Florida. They're selling their loop coaster before even building it. This is the Pinfari looping cyclone that used to be at CJ Barrymore's in Michigan, being removed at the end of last season, bought by Swampy Jack's and moved down to Panama City Beach. But now the ride is up for sale, so they bought it, decided they didn't want to build it after all, or couldn't for some reason, and now they're trying to resell it. Who knows the whole story here, but obviously something went wrong. Number 8. Clarence Pier in the UK. They're selling 2 of the 3 coasters. This park has an SBF Cyclone called Mad Mouse, and an SBF Spinner called Tidal Wave. Both are up for sale, set to close on September 27th, leaving the Seaside Park with just 1 coaster, Runaway Train, a very small kids coaster. This park wasn't drawing in a lot of enthusiasts anyway, but losing 67% of your coasters just like that isn't good. Number 7. Vampire at Walibi Belgium. This announces closure at the end of next season. You don't see too many parks announce a ride's closure at the end of the following season. If you're Six Flags, you don't announce it until the date is passed. But Walibi Belgium wanted to make even more news this month, and they said their old Vekoma SLC will be removed for future development after the 2027 season. I'm sure it won't be missed by many people, and when the park opens for the 2028 season, they'll be plenty occupied by the new RMC and Festival World. Number 6. Tidal Force at Hershey Park. This will be closing after Labor Day. This Shoot the Chutes has been in operation for 32 years, sitting right there in the middle of the park, seeing that massive wall of water rise up when the boat hits the bottom of that 100-foot drop. But as is the case with a lot of these old water rides, the park's pulling the plug, and September 7th will be its last day. Number 5. Universal Studios Hollywood. They accidentally released an incorrect opening date for Fast and Furious, and one of the glass panels shattered. Someone made a social media post that said the much anticipated new coaster will open June 26, and then that was taken down quickly and replaced with an apology, saying no opening date had been set. This coaster was built early and has been testing for the better part of a year, but still seems to be having issues opening on time. Still, it seems to be close. But there was also a shattered glass pane on the tunnel, and people are trying to figure out if that could be a point of concern. Number 4. Dollywood. They announced Night Flight Expedition would be delayed. This is an innovative ride being built in Wildwood Grove, costing the park $50 million, and they were hoping to have this ready for the spring season and maximize ticket sales for the summer. But they were not able to do so, now slated for a mid-August opening, right when all the schools go back in session. I know, a park like Dollywood doesn't rely as much on the summer season as other parks, but missing the entire summer is definitely one of the worst case scenarios. Number 3. Claremont Steel in Ohio. They shut down after B&M cut ties. Serving as B&M steel manufacturer for 2 decades, this separation caused the closure of the Claremont plant. There are so many potential reasons for this. Some political, geopolitical, economic. They all could have a varying degree of influence here. The cost of manufacturing steel at home and abroad. And of course, there is the possibility this has something to do with the infamous B&M rattle. Their new coaster since 2024 being rougher than a new coaster should be. Some say it's related, some say it has nothing to do with the track. But once we see their new coasters manufactured at the new steel plant, rumored to be located in Hungary, it may clue us in a little bit as to why this was done. Regardless, it's not a win for Claremont Steel. Number 2. Six Flags Over Texas. They delayed their grand opening of Tormenta. Another coaster that looked to be on the ball, construction starting early, track work finished in March, and then it took a long time for its first test run, over 2 months from the time the track was complete. So, as we moved into June, the park officially announced June 26 was the grand opening. Then, they changed course and pushed that back indefinitely, saying the testing process is taking longer than expected. It was already bad, the park had the track done in March and was still looking at a late June opening. But then, announcing the date and having to pull it back is the reason it's all the way up at number 2 on the list. Number 1. Fun Spot Atlanta. They announced their final day of operation will be August 2nd. This was the biggest gut punch of the month, coming out of nowhere, the rumors flying around the day before the official announcement, something we all thought could happen given how empty Fun Spot always seemed to be, but still a shock that it's now a reality, and the park was set to close barely over a month from the announcement. This park built Air Force One in 2023, a massive investment for a small park, raising eyebrows at the time it was announced in 2021. Some people saying it was a passion project from the owner, not a wise business move, but something he really wanted to build, and something that wouldn't fit in the Fun Spot parks in Florida. So here it is, and it became one of America's best coasters. Even after building the ride, the park was still empty, enthusiasts enjoying getting their laps on it without waiting. But that caught up to the park, and August 2nd will be its final day. The fate of Air Force One up in the air. Some people saying it should be relocated given its layout and age. Others saying it's not practical to move it, and it's cheaper just to buy a new RMC. All that will shake out, but this is a big loss for Fun Spot and the people of Georgia, losing one of the best rides in the country. That's a wrap on the winners and losers of June 2026. Let me know what stories I missed, and if you have any comments on the stories I mentioned, sound off in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you're new here and love coasters, please give me a sub. I want to thank my Patreons. If you want bonus access, bonus content, and have your name listed at the end of each video, check my links below and join. Also, check out my second channel where I post copyright-free off-ride footage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.